Yo YouTube, it's T Teeks. We tapping back in with another video. This one is going to be on a little bit more on Draymond. We talked about that already, but we want to tap back in on it a little bit more just because obviously that's an ongoing thing. And there is some new news with the suspension, and quite frankly, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt Golden State badly. But I'm still going to stick with the fact that I think that Golden State is not out the race by, they're still in it, if you ask me. Like, obviously, they got to pull out game three. If they go down 3-0, it's over. Obviously, that goes without even, having to think about. But, right now, they still in it, although they're down 2-0, just off the fact that they've been a bad road team all season. Like, this ain't nothing new. Like, did we expect them to be a little bit different going into the playoffs? I mean, I did. Some didn't. I did. I expected them to be a little bit better on the road, and I expect them to be better. I still anticipate they'll be better on the road going forward, barring they can get past the opposition that they have in front of them right now, which is not looking too good for them. But I think they can still pull it off, like I said. So going into game three, obviously they're going to have to go in there and do it without Draymond with the new information that he's been suspended. And that's what we're really here to talk about, the Draymond suspension, right? So, Draymond, I think he did it to himself. I'm going to start off by saying this. I don't think he should have been suspended, right? I don't think Draymond should have been suspended, but he also did bring this onto himself, especially with the NBA commissioner being there, right? You got Silverman, Adam Silverman. He's there, right? So not only are you acting a fool, you very excessive, you took it over the top, you was very extra, you was taunting the crowd, and the crowd was reacting, and you was the antagonizer. You know what I'm saying? And Draymond is a very calculated guy. He uses his mind. He uses his brain. I think that he does things with with intent. So everything that he did, he knew what he was doing in that moment, and for whatever reason, his brain did not register that he was making a very bad move in that moment. Because for whatever reason, I guess he didn't think he was going to get suspended. Because if he did think he was going to get suspended, he wouldn't have done what he did. I don't think he should have necessarily been suspended. I don't think he should have been suspended at all. Should he even been kicked out of the game? Probably. Sabonis wasn't kicked out of the game, but they gave him the tech or the flagrant, whatever the case may be. But shit, if you ask me, he probably should have been kicked out the game too, just off the fact that you started it. And although Draymond escalated it, it is what it is. Both of them, y'all out of here. And then that would have made it a more of an even match anyway. That way, you know what I mean, both teams is missing key guys. And you know what I mean, it wouldn't have been so lopsided. But being that y'all took him out then and then y'all turn around and suspend him, it makes it even worse. I think, like I said, I think Golden State can still pull it out, but it's fucked up that they even suspended Draymond. Why? Like, it's fucked up that they even suspended him, especially knowing and seeing that Sabonis, he initiated the whole controversy. So if he initiated it, he should be, he should have some type of penalty as well if y'all decided that y'all wanted to penalize Draymond. You can't just penalize Draymond and not penalize him when, he initiated the whole thing. Rather, it resulted in injury or anything else is, irrelevant at this moment because no one was injured. So, because Draymond could have been injured just as well as Sabonis. Obviously, we already know Draymond was much more aggressive than Sabonis, but the point is, if somebody comes and doink you in your head, it don't mean you gotta doink them back in their head. You can smack them if you want to. You can punch them. You can do whatever you want because he done already violated you. You know what I'm saying? So the whole tick for tack, he gotta do this because he did that. I mean, he didn't pull out a knife or a gun or anything of that sort. So if he didn't do that, I mean, it's all in the same ballpark. But nonetheless, Draymond did this to himself. He did this to the team, and he put them in a much more. He's done what he's done what he's been doing over this past run that the Golden State Warriors has had, and he's put himself in a bad position when you didn't have to. That's the problem that I have with Draymond in this particular situation. You made the situation worse when you didn't have to. I understand all of the emotions and everything that's going at that time and in that moment. Well, actually, I don't because I've never been there. But at the same time, I could imagine though, and I could imagine it's one of the highest. It don't get no higher than what you're dealing with in that moment. But like I said earlier, Draymond is a very smart and calculated guy, and I believe that he knows, what he was doing in that moment, and he had to know that it wasn't the best move to make, even if he didn't know it was going to result in a suspension. At the same time, it's like, bro, like, why make things worse when you don't have to? And I know he probably was thinking, oh, let me get my guys riled up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And, get them rolling in that way because he has done that before and it has been effective and it's worked before. But this time around, it bit him in the ass, and quite frankly, it bit the whole team in the ass because now they got to go out and they got to do it without him. So it's going to be a good test for him though. They'll be younger. I can tell you that much. They'll have more energy on the floor. It'll be a different look, totally. And this would be a good test to see what the squad will look like without Draymond, because it looks like that's soon to come anyway. So we'll see. Like I said, just a couple. I haven't seen many, like none of the guys, like the major guys in media or major people in media, even talking about the fact that this is the reason that he's being suspended. The reason he's being suspended is because of the uproar after the flagrants. You know what I mean? It's not for the flagrant. It's not for stepping on Sabonis. If it was just that and he would have, just went straight to the locker room, that's all he would have had. It was the excessiveness of, taunting the crowd, and because what he did could have created first and foremost, you don't want to have other guys doing that. Boom, they get attacked, they go crazy, and they start taunting the crowd, right? Because obviously, if you got any type of brain, and you can, just use a little bit of common sense, what Draymond did was very dangerous. That was very dangerous because only thing it would have took is for one person to come on that court and start, going at it with Draymond, and that whole place would have fucking turned into a riot. And that's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. Only thing you need was one bold person. If you had one bold person walk onto that court, bro, I guarantee you it would have been a riot. That shit would have been off the chain. And that's the reason why Draymond is being penalized. You know what I mean? And he must be penalized in this situation because of that. You know what I mean? You can't have it. Obviously, Colin Cowherd, he talked about it earlier. The malice in the palace is the worst thing that ever happened to the NBA. And they cannot have that happen again. And if it was to happen again, it would be a very bad look, and it would be something they would have to, grow from, and it's going to make the NBA take a hit that they don't want to take. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to have to get that situated quickly, as they did. one game suspension, even though it's in the playoffs, and even though everybody wants to see Golden State in the second round against Memphis or the Lakers and not Sacramento, is going to be good for the ratings. Silverman said, fuck that. I'm looking towards the long haul. I don't give a fuck about these playoffs. I can't have riots inside of the stadiums. And ultimately, I think that Silverman made the right decision. You know what I mean? That's just what I think. I think Silverman made the right decision, man. Do something like subscribe or comment. One or the other. It's takes. We out of here.